Sup, my name is Ryu for the Council Network. Welcome to the Ninja Turtles episode 20, season 3, Tales of the Yokai episode review. So if you have yet to see the episode, careful for spoilers. We are ever coming close to that season finale, which it's incredible to think that, right off the bat that we're pretty much so close to the season finale. I think next week is when we get Mega Shredder. I am excited for Mega Shredder. It is disgusting looking, but there's going to be a lot of crazy shit to come. So, this episode, Turtles are still stuck in time. We get backstory of the Shredder. We're, back in the past 16 years. I'm guessing this has to be like 93, 94 timeline-wise, because the series takes place in like 2014, 2015. So they're playing off that way. The Turtles are at like 15. They're 15 years old or 16 at this point. So we're still fairly on. So this is before Splinter goes to New York. It's before Shredder takes Miwa, who is Karai. Careful for spoilers, like I said. And we get to basically see that whole thing get played out. So, beginning of the episode, we get to see Shredder and, Splinter actually training. It's before Splinter turned into the rat. And his father is, Hamato Yoshi. And Hamato Yoshi's like, my sons, stop fighting, But Shredder, this is a thing that nags me in the episode. Shredder finds out. I'm using the word Shredder, not, Rokusaki. Rokusaki finds out that he's actually adopted because Hamato Yoshi extinguished the clan that he was part of, the Foot Clan, the oldest clan of Japan. At this point in time, they make it very clear, at this point in time, the time frame of the episode, where it's taking place, there's no more ninja clans. This is Hamato Yoshi's clan is the last of it. So I thought it was a pretty cool dynamic to see that whole interaction between Shredder and Hamato Yoshi. Shredder and Splinter. It was, it was really cool to see that brotherhood in a way, but then you saw the rivalry starting to spark, and you saw Shredder coming out. What pisses me off to no fucking end is the fact that how did Shredder find out? They wait, like, they basically do it off screen, and it was the most, oh my god, it was the most aggravating thing. I have a few theories. Maybe he suspected something. Maybe Hamato Yoshi, told him on his deathbed, and that's why. Because I believe at the end of the episode we don't see Hamato Yoshi no more, so that could be a thing. Maybe he confronted him. Maybe he had feelings about it, and maybe he said it. And he goes, "My son, I gotta be honest with you," and then deathbed confessional. I don't know. I wish they would have shown it on screen. Maybe that's the reason they didn't. Maybe they didn't have enough time to put it in. But still. There were some really funny scenes in this episode. We get to see the Turtles basically, they're viewed at Kappa, which are basically little like demon turtle things in Japan. It's a whole like folklore thing. And oh, you like cucumbers, right? Dum, 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 dum. So Karai's mom is shown in this. I can't remember her name. I think it's Shang Sun. No, that's not right. That's a Mortal Kombat name. My apologies. But we see Karai's mom, Miwa's mom, and she's like, I don't know who I'm going to choose. Splinter or Rokusaki. I don't know which man I'm going to choose. But I had one with a baby. I should probably go with him, but he seems like an asshole right now, and Rokusaki seems nice. Because Rokusaki defended her from, the Turtles, and she didn't realize the Turtles were actually friendly and trying to make sure that the timeline was right, because the timeline was getting a little warpy to the point that Casey Jones and April O'Neil didn't become friends with the Turtles, and at least they still had their existence. So, we're just jumping all over the place with this review, but it's okay. So basically, we get to that scene that we see when, I believe it's Shredder in like season 2 or 1 says to, it had to be season 1, says to Splinter, I took your baby so she can hate you. Ain't that some soap opera shit? So, we get to see that scene actually play completely out. The fire, the temple, everything. So, basically, Shredder's going with the claws to attack Splinter in his human form. And his wife, I'm calling her, his wife, his love, protects him. And Shredder kills her. So, Shredder, being Shredder, blames Splinter for this whole thing. He absolutely blames him for that. So he leaves, he got fire on his face melted like a freaking marshmallow, and Splinter's still in there. So Leo's got Miwa. He's got to put her down so they can get Splinter. Shredder sees Miwa, because he's like on the ground with his face just freshly burned, and he picks her up. You will be mine now to raise, and that's how the whole thing plays out. And because honestly, I know from reading online and talking to a few people, everyone thought this is how they're gonna fix Karai from being brainwashed, from Karai the snake to Miwa the snake, the actual person inside of there. I don't think that's going to be the case at all. I think what's going to happen is end of season 3, beginning of season, like midway season 4, they'll do it. It just seems like a thing that, they want to sell the toy, and before they bring her back to human, they want to build up the character, sell the toys, and be like, all right, now we can do the human one. Give us the human toy, goddammit! Anyway, so basically what happens is the Turtles do the whole events. They get everything, figured out the way they were supposed to. They were supposed to do that. They were supposed to be there. She was supposed to die. Splinter was supposed to be saved by the Turtles, which is kind of like one of those like flash moments where he goes back in the past, saves himself, whatever, and then it alters the future to the way it's supposed to be, and that's the proper timeline. It's a time paradox thing. It gets a little trippy. So, in closing, 9.1 out of 10. I'm minus like 4 points just for the off-screen Shredder shit. I'm pissed about it. I won't even lie. Funniest moment of the episode, because I forgot to mention it during the review, is we're yokai. We're gonna steal souls from your butt. And then Raph looks at Leo. From your butt? Shh. It's actually it's actually a thing that happened. It's what they say. I'm like, because you guys said it. That's why. But it was a great episode, nonetheless. Very fun episode. Very excited for the Mega Shredder episode and getting close to that season finale. Thanks for watching. I'm reading for the Council Network, and I will